Hello everyone and welcome back to the Eurox channel. Today I want to talk with you about how to make your work more efficient. I'm going to break down the exact setup I use from a single piece of hardware to a powerful app that allows me to stay in a state of deep focus. Plus, as a bonus, I'll show you an extension for Visual Studio that greatly helps with my code's readability. This setup isn't just for game developers. I believe it can be adapted for anyone who works on a computer and wants to do it as efficiently as possible. Let's start with the hardware. An absolute game changer in my workflow has been a small device called the Stream Deck. Although it's mostly known as a tool for streamers to switch cameras or trigger effects, I discovered its huge potential thanks to a countless number of plugins. These allow you to control not only various applications, but also the operating system itself, making it a truly versatile tool. There are several types of Stream Decks on the market today, from the physical hardware like the Small Mini through my model, the MK2, to the huge XL or the Plus version with rotary dials. There's also the Stream Deck mobile app for phones and tablets, which is a fantastic way to start because it offers a free version with 6 buttons. I still chose the physical MK2 version because for me it represents the perfect middle ground. It has 15 buttons, which isn't too few to be limiting, but also not too many to get lost in or have an unnecessarily large device on my desk. One of the best features of the Stream Deck is the visual customizability of the buttons. You can choose or upload any icon to perfectly represent its function. I created my own set, which looks like this. Since I'm a game developer, I'll show you how I use it for programming. The first and most common task is window management. I work on a large 40-inch monitor and I have to admit that constantly working in split screen doesn't quite suit me. I needed a solution to simplify switching between full screen windows. I know it sounds like a small thing, but when you do it 100 times a day, every saved click counts. With the Stream Deck, I found a brilliantly simple solution. My first button maximizes Unity and the second one maximizes Visual Studio. I also use a third button that brings Chrome to the front when I need to quickly look something up, but we'll come back to the topic of the internet later. Thanks to this, I can instantly switch between my key applications, and for the times when I do need a split screen, I have a fourth button ready that automatically places Unity on the left and Visual Studio on the right. Of course, I also have buttons set up for the most common actions directly in Unity, like starting, pausing, unpausing, and stopping the game. Another key area I wanted to improve is the balance between work and rest. The Pomodoro technique has proven extremely effective for me, and I discovered that there's a great plugin for the Stream Deck that integrates it directly onto a single button. I have it set for 50-minute work blocks, followed by a 10-minute break. At the start of my work, I just press the button, the timer starts, and I can fully concentrate. When the time is up, the Stream Deck alerts me with a sound. It's an excellent way to force yourself into focused work, and when you stick to the system, you'll be surprised at how much you actually accomplish by the end of the day. The final area where the Stream Deck significantly helps me is working directly in Visual Studio. All of this is possible thanks to a clever plugin that can communicate directly with commands in the program, which has opened up completely new possibilities for me. I'll show you 2 examples. The first is formatting code. Yes, there's a keyboard shortcut for it, but in my opinion, it's unnecessarily complicated. Instead of these finger gymnastics, I now have one dedicated button. It's a small change, but it saves an incredible amount of mental energy. The second example is organizing script tabs. You surely know the feeling of trying to drag a tab with your mouse and misclicking. Now I have 2 simple buttons for this, Move Tab Left and Move Tab Right. With a single click, I can arrange my workspace exactly as needed without any frustration. So that's my main setup on the Stream Deck. These might be small things, but in total, these minor improvements have incredibly sped up and streamlined my daily work. If you like this setup and would like to start using it immediately, you can support my work on Patreon. As a thank you, you'll find my entire Stream Deck profile available for download, along with a short guide on how to import it. Now, for a topic we're all familiar with, the internet. It's an amazing tool, but also the biggest productivity killer. That's why I needed an app to help me limit it. After trying many, the one that suited me best was Freedom. Its greatest strength is that it doesn't just block websites, but it can also restrict the launch of specific programs. And crucially, it works on all platforms, on Windows, macOS, as well as Android and iOS. The system is simple. You choose specific apps to block, while for websites you do the opposite. You define only the sites you're allowed to visit, all other websites will be blocked. You can then start a manual blocking session for a few hours, or, like me, set up a recurring weekly schedule. My Freedom app automatically runs every workday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. The effect is immediate. Now, whenever I want to visit distracting website, my browser simply tells me it's blocked and I have to get back to work. I must say, this app helps me with procrastination more than anything else. One of its few downsides is that it's a paid service. Fortunately, they also offer a lifetime plan, where you pay for the app once and have it forever. So if you want to give it a try, I've put an affiliate link in the description. Using it helps support my channel, and I thank you in advance for that. And now for the promised bonus. If you, like me, work in Visual Studio with large classes containing dozens of methods, you know how hard it can be to maintain an overview of your code. I want to show you an extension that helps me immensely with this. It's called Supercharger. Although it has many features, I use mainly the one which gives me the ability to color code entire method bodies. It works very simply. Once installed, a new Supercharger panel appears in Visual Studio. After a quick setup in its settings, you can simply right-click on any method name and assign it a color label, and look at the result. The entire method body is instantly visually distinct. When you mark all your key methods like this, navigating your code becomes incomparably easier. You can find the extension on the Visual Studio Marketplace, and it's completely free for non-commercial use. Definitely give it a try. And that's everything I wanted to show you today. We went over how the Stream Deck helps me automate small but frequent tasks, how the Freedom app tames procrastination, and how the Supercharger extension brings order to my code. The point of all this isn't just to use some tools, it's about a change in mindset, about actively looking for ways to remove frustration and unnecessary obstacles from your path. I hope at least one of these tips has inspired you and will help you work a little more efficiently and with more joy. I would be very happy if you write in the comments what tools or tricks you use. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and click the bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.